Hello friends, welcome to Nessa's Nook. A lot of you want to see a lot of freeze drying videos, but I don't freeze dry all the time. Probably a lot less than I should. I freeze dry, it seems like 24/7 when I first got my freeze dryer, and now I have so much done, I have to have space for everything that I have, and I have to still go through and rotate it and everything. So I don't freeze dry nowhere near as much as I used to. But it is starting to get harvest season here for my tomatoes here in Michigan. I don't have a lot. I mean, I have quite a few now, but I don't have as much as I normally should have. And what I'm going to be doing is today I'm going to be doing some tomatoes, and then I'll be doing the rest of the hatch peppers that I had chopped up the other day that there wasn't no room for the green pepper video. So you want to look for the green pepper video too. And I thought to myself, because I have my, that mandolin there. And there's just a lot of tomatoes, but there's not so many tomatoes, but there's a lot of tomatoes. But I thought to myself, I'm going to try on the widest setting on my KitchenAid to see if that will work. Now, you guys might wonder, why am I freeze drying tomato slices? Now, I don't know for sure if you like the tomatoes like in the winter and stuff. But like I've sent some of these over to Melanie, and her son, I guess, prefers the freeze-dried versus the regular tomatoes because they don't slide all over your sandwich. You don't reconstitute them. You just like throw them on your sandwich or your sub or your whatever you're adding the tomatoes to, all right? Or your hamburger or whatever have you. And you get the tomato taste, but you don't have the mess of the tomato sliding off. And I wanted to, there's not enough tomatoes for me to make some salsa or make a whole bunch of tomatoes. Hopefully this weekend there will be a whole bunch more. And then I'll can the tomatoes, and I don't know for sure if it's going to be tomatoes or salsa or whatever I'm going to do. But meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and slice up some of these, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm just using my my 9-cup KitchenAid right now, and I'll just show you on a few of these tomatoes that I have here that's cut up, and I'll show you, put them on the tray. I just started the freeze dryer. You have to start that to cool that off, so that's what I'm doing, and I'll bring it down here and show you this here. So I have some tomatoes in here. I wanted to see this before I did a whole bunch of tomatoes. That's why you see some down at the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on. And it gives me a really nice slice of a tomato. Now, obviously I would prefer to have the big slice, but like I said, I am freeze drying these. And that also means they need to go into a jar, or they need to go into a Mylar bag or something of the sort. So to get them in the jar, it's going to be easier this way anyways. So I have a large freeze dryer, and this is just one of the trays. So what I'm going to be doing is lining up the tomatoes to do this. Now, like I said, doing it this way, instead of using my mandolin, I am going to have to use more of the slices per sandwich or hamburger or whatever have you, but it will work out. Now, unlike the green peppers, I am not going to double these or anything to that effect. When you load up the freeze dryer and you make it really thick, it takes, it seems like, forever and a day to actually get these dried. It took 41 hours for the green peppers that I did this weekend. And I just don't, it's not that I don't want to spend that much time, but if I know if I don't load it up so bad that it will go in easily in the 24 hours. Now, because tomatoes have seeds, that it will automatically take a little bit longer than normal because of the seeds. anything that you freeze dry, like strawberries, raspberries, or the such, it's automatically going to take longer. So what's going to happen is I am going to fill up all the 5 trays. Hopefully I'll have enough room left over to do the hatch peppers. And if I have to move some of these a little bit closer, which I know some of these I can, you know, get it where it's not doubled or anything like that, but just where it's not going to be so much and actually just take forever to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish up all the tomatoes I have. I'll show what it's looking like going in the freeze dryer, and I'll be right back. Alright, this is the last tray, and this tray is actually going to have the tomatoes with the bag of the hatch peppers that I had chopped up the other day. Now, one thing I forgot all about, some of these tomatoes were actually softer than they probably should have been, and I'm trying not to touch these hatch peppers. And so what's happened is, you know, it's not going to make the greatest sandwich or burger tomato, but it will still do the job. I mean, it's just not going to be looking as pretty. So what I'm going to do is bring you over to the freeze dryer room and show you how I load this. Alright, what you see up here is it says load trays into freeze dryer and close drain valve and hit continue, okay? If you look up there, you'll see a camera that I can actually see from anywhere off my phone to see the process of this going on, alright? So I'm going to go ahead and back this up a little bit. Now I do have the large freeze dryer. Take the air out of this. Alright. I'm going to open back up, open the door. And I put this one in the middle because it's got the 2 different trays. And you just load these in here, and as you can see, each tray doesn't have a super lot on there, but it's got enough to make a load. And I used up all the ripe tomatoes I have. And so what's going to happen is I'll load these, and I close the door here, and I hit continue, and I come on that side and I close the drain. Now I do put a fan on. I don't know if you can see the fan right there. I do put a fan on here. So what's going to happen is this is going to be a minimum of probably 24 hours. I never know in advance one way or another. And what this has to do is this has to go through freeze, and it does another thing, then it goes into dry, and then anything over the 24 hours or whatever, I can't remember. I have 24 hours of extra dry time on scheduled automatically on here. So if I'm sleeping, I never have to worry that the whole batch went bad because I didn't get it out of there on time. So I'll bring you back tomorrow when this is done, and you'll see the video. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and check and see if the tomatoes and the hatch peppers are done. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. Then I go ahead and I open up the valve, and the valve will actually release pressure, kind of like how a pressure cooker will release pressure. Then you'll start hearing a beep, which means you can go ahead and open up the door. All that looks really dry. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit no defrost, because I don't have to hurry up and wait for it to thaw out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these trays, I'll bring them out to the kitchen, and we'll get those bottled up. Alright, so this is what they look like, and they're like crispy. All right, I'll show you. Let me eat a couple. But this like comes back in your mouth like if you've never tried freeze-dried food. It just comes back somehow and it just tastes normal. Or just you can eat these like as a snack. So what I'm gonna be doing is taking these. Take this tray out here and try to get these as quickly as I can in these half-gallon jars. I might have to grab another half-gallon jar. Now I don't know for sure if anyone but Melanie can vouch for it, because I don't know how many people have tried the freeze-dried tomatoes like this, but they are very tasty. Like I said, with these being smaller, you are going to need to put more on your sandwich or your burger or whatever you're using this for. You could always grind this up and make this into tomato powder. But if I were to do that, I would probably not go the freeze-dried route. I would just actually dehydrate it, because that's also very tasty. And just go ahead and keep loading these up. I guess I could have probably put that down a little bit lower. Keep loading these up and get this sealed off as quickly as possible. And yes, my hands are always clean. I always wash my hands before touching the food. But this makes, like I said, this makes for a really nice snack. It also makes for very nice for sandwiches and so on. And it allowed me to use up the first batch of my tomatoes to be for sandwiches. So I know, if nothing else, I do have some new tomatoes from this year. And on my next batch of a care package to Melanie, I'll have to send some more tomatoes down to her because I promised her I would. And yeah, so this works out very nicely. And I am going to definitely need to get another half-gallon jar. But this is what they're looking like. I'm not going to really crush them in there because I don't want to crush them, obviously. And then what I'll be doing is I'll put an oxygen absorber in there, and I'll go ahead and take the air out of there when I'm all done with everything. So I hope you enjoyed this of how I do the tomatoes for sandwiches and stuff. It's just definitely something I do enjoy doing, and freeze drying is fun. It does take a process. I did let this batch go for like 31 hours because, like I said, any time that you have anything with seeds, it automatically takes longer. And I would rather have it done and do it at my convenience than having to just go back there and check and check and check and, you know, turn it on and off and stuff like that. So, like I said, this works very well, and I like it. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below if you've ever done anything like this. And thank you very, very much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you have a very blessed and wonderful night.